If he dies, he dies.
If he dies in the game, he dies in real life.
Yeah.
Oh, we were just getting off the topic of bad writing.
Speaking of not as bad writing, SAO Abridged.
It
But
is
let's get
a
to the game.
fantastic show. It's a good anime. Anyway,
It's amazing.
what happened last week?
So, we decided we are going to be taking the Hala with us, but not the cart. I believe that was the plan. Erland used his potion master skills to make the Hala just look like weird deer. Their fur is a lot browner, with some speckled white. So now they just look like really weird deer.
Yeah, what's the name of your Hala again?
Thenris.
Thenris. I just made Thenris scrungly.
I believe. I don't remember if this happened. No, we talked about it afterwards. Whatever. We got all of our new magic items. Woohoo! Let's go. We started going through the forest with not the entire clan, but a hefty number of people from the clan who are all the adventuring, investigative historians. Then we're taking them to the city. Along the way, we got ambushed by a gray render and a couple of dire wolves. And then we got to the city, where we all split up and looked for clues.
Okay,
Not
gang.
Really. Okay, gang. And Asan tried to be honest and truthful to Briar. I was like, hey, you're probably a better first than I would have been. And then rolled in that one on persuasion. So, Briar still does not think any different.
Does not
of
fuck
Asan.
with you.
I'm being punked, right? Like, where's
Yeah, I'm being punked, right? Where's the camera?
Briar's just like, haha, good one, man. Anyway,
Good
I'm
one.
gonna go see about this demon you have locked up in the trunk.
Yeah.
It locked itself up, okay? It realized it was outclassed and opted the honorable route of self-entombing.
Specifically, Asan visited what appeared to be a restaurant of some sort. I found some glyphs, brought them back to the first, and they're like, "This is food labels. Great job." And then Asan turned. Well, actually, I'm gonna let other people go from here because there's some other exploration that I didn't write down because it didn't happen to Asan.
We split up, and there was a group with Shepard and Ilaria, and I don't think Randy was there. No.
No, it was just us two.
Yeah. Okay. Ended up going into some not ramshackle. It was kind of a distressed house, and we got in our feels because oh man, children lived in this home, and there's doodles on the wall. With Hala, and it's a child hide. But yeah, we tried to get inscribings on the wall, failed miserably. We got textures and a little carving tool on the floor. Also found that home was also attached to a Hala pen. Ooh. Just got some insight on how the regular people of the ancient past lived.
Outside of that, the party had a couple moments to kind of discuss amongst themselves about their plans. Brandy in particular expressed a feeling of being a bit lost after having successfully killed the dragon and essentially accomplished the goal that she had for life. So that was pretty crazy. So we kind of discussed a little bit about that. Indra and Erland bickered a little bit, about that idea of like having goals in life, and in particularly, the guys had a bit of a night, Indra wanted to find Asan, found Asan consoling Shepard because Shepard had just heard from, the closest person he is to, the person he's known for quite a while now, Brandy, basically saying, I'm a simp and I would ditch you for for Sarid.
I'm a simp.
I'm a
Damn.
simp. I would ditch you for Sarid if the situation called for it and we all split apart. But yeah, so Asan consoling Shepard for a little while, right? Have a nice little talk there. Indra tried to find Asan, got a little bit more than he bargained for, and he went to go pick up Erland so that all the guys could come together for a guys' night of drinking elven wine. Indra and Erland had a bit of a discussion at wherever Erland was at, as he was like figuring out a couple like little things with just learning about general like elven culture and architecture, and seeing it from Erland's perspective of working man. But those two had a bit of a more serious conversation when it comes to God, these two just can't fucking talk to each other like normal people. But yeah, their general bits of snarkiness and how they might be reminiscent of other people Erland's known in his life. But just generally, just in a way, kind of expressing how there's that support, for whatever actual things we want to get done in life. And outside of that, Sarah just kind of barged into guys' night for a little bit in an exciting way to discuss with us interesting developments when it came to an old rickety book in
Yeah.
Elven lore that was found in a temple. Why don't you tell us about that?
So I went to the temple of Mythal and Algernon, and I prayed a little bit, and then I found um, Ashbelinar's grimoire, um, which basically told the story of how lovesick she was, and blah blah blah, and then someone got her arrested, and then the spirit came down and possessed her body, and you can, and they're like, don't hurt the spirit because then you'll hurt our Flemeth, and we love her, but also she's scary. Um, and then so we went through a little moment where we're like, oh, we can totally kill that spirit, and then your mom will be weak. Um, but we come to understand that this spirit, the spirit of purpose, um, could potentially, I don't know, like, I don't know. Okay, never mind. Like Ceridwen could also be hearing a spirit the same way that Flemeth is possessed by a spirit. And then she broke down and said, I'm just like my mom. And now we're considering doing the exorcism because this isn't a demon. This could be a spirit of fate, and who knows what could happen. And also, we mentioned Ceridwen's sister 3 times, and I don't know. They could be here.
Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Ah!
How could you?
Right, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
I think we left off at the group, like discussing around a campfire what their next steps are and what they want to do. So I think we'll resume from there.
As we hear the harpy eagle cry in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
So that was definitely your sister, right?
I can't tell anymore.
All harpy eagles look the same to me.
Yeah.
She's racist.
Against harpy eagles?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
They're a protected species.
They're protected because Ceridwen's actively hunting them.
wouldn't be surprised if it was.
So, are we going to the Tevinter? Are we fighting your mother?
Well, we wouldn't be fighting her. We would be doing the exorcism.
I feel like if we walk into Deventer with someone who's actively, well, possibly, possessed by a demon, might turn the wrong kind of attention towards us. And we're already gonna have a hard enough time laying low.
Do they have
Well, I think
fades, spirit detectors, or something?
I don't know what they have, but think about it. We either try to deal with this situation now, or what, after we risk our lives doing what we need to do in Deventer.
I mean, just out of curiosity, are we, not to sell ourselves short, are we strong enough to fight your mother?
No.
We shouldn't even try. If the story's even like part way through, then this is an immortal person that could. I don't have exactly a wild imagination here, but I know enough to recognize that that's a kind of mage that we don't want to mess with.
Exactly. I'm telling you now, it's not worth our time to fight.
Best bet would be doing what that thing that the story mentions, messing with finding that particular spirit in the fate somewhere,
Mm.
severing
I
that
mean,
connection.
as much as I hate the Tevinter, they have a lot of mages. I'm sure we could get a lot of spells from them. Well, Sarah,
Hmm.
it's your family. What would you like to do?
That's the thing. Like, one solution was to take ourselves to the Fade and try to figure out which spirit is possessing me. And
We
the
would.
other one is going directly to my mother so she can exorcise.
Fate's a big place, ain't it? It's gonna be kind of tough actually locating the dang thing. Which is why we need to see what kind of help we can get from your sisters.
Mm-hmm.
They even have an idea of what's going on here. Right now, we're going off of our own little our own ideas, like your mom maybe eating people, but we got to understand this from like the other side of things. Because I mean, good for you and all. You are far detached from anything related to your mom here. So we need someone with a bit more reliable intel.
Yeah. So what do you want to do? Do you want to try and contact my sisters and
Sarah,
figure?
this is your choice.
I have what I need. Our last conversation ended on a bad note, and I have proof. So
So,
yeah, why don't we just get this over with?
what are we doing?
I'm sure if I'm loud enough and annoying, they'll know exactly where I am and come out of nowhere.
I mean, we're kind of in the middle of an elven encampment. Maybe going outside into the woods a little bit might be better.
That's true.
They've been kind of stalking us.
Mm-hmm.
But
And they said that they'd be around. I don't know about the other one though.
it should be straightforward enough, right? We meet with your sisters, whoever we can get a hold of, and try to get their side of the situation, right? Understand what's going on with your mom, and then we can kind of discuss what options there can be to help. Because both of y'all seem to be struggling with demon problems.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing. I don't know if they know all of this.
I mean,
I
we're
didn't
basing
even know
this off
half
an
of
old
it.
book.
Raised?
We're basing this off of an old book here that you found in a temple. I mean,
Yeah, but they were raised by her. She could tell them whatever they want, whatever she wants.
maybe, this bit of evidence might, I don't know, make something connect in their own heads, might give them an idea, might make some things make sense.
Maybe. It's a lot to undo whatever she's done.
So we just like walk out into the middle of the woods then.
Yeah.
All right.
You all leave your camp belongings behind, grabbing only what you need, and set off into the dark woods. One of the kind of like elven patrols stops you. Heading out? Should we inform the rest of the camp that you're leaving?
Yes. For now. We'll be back.
How soon? We're only gonna be here for maybe a couple of days.
Well, we're just stepping out for the night.
Alright. Be careful.
How many days?
Maybe 3 or 4.
Okay.
Watch your step.
All right.
Safe travels. Through the deep woods, with only the light of torches guiding you, barely being able to see in front of your feet, the trees looming ever around you. You hear, before you see it, the flutter of wings across branches, and then mid-air, the harpy eagle, wings growing larger and larger, the feathers receding, glowing eyes as a figure drops down. Belisama rises, looks at all of you with an almost smug expression, like she knew that she would see you again. About time. Didn't think you'd take so long finding me again.
Well, we didn't have to find you.
I think you did. I think you had to find the courage to face me again.
I didn't find courage, Belly.
Well, that much is clear.
Damn it! Okay. I found something more that you wouldn't even want to face.
For friends, or is that what we're getting at here?
Love and acceptance? And just like shaking his head.
Look, we're here now, Rat, and you know she ain't facing you alone, so we, I guess, put a bit more thought into that offer you had made last time. That was this sister, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We didn't see the other one.
Okay.
Not yet. So?
Oh, this demon that she's talking about, she seems very familiar with all that, don't you think?
You're talking about Mother?
Yes.
Yes, she's a powerful mage. She's very familiar with demons.
Mm-hmm. And she's very familiar with other things. And then, like, she starts flipping through the grimoire.
And we are going to not roll initiative here. We're going to go into a very specific skill challenge.
Oof.
Trying to essentially, like, make your sister see your guys' point of view is going to require several points and several persuasion checks to be made to get her on your side of thinking. This is someone who has been raised with very specific, like, understandings of the world and has faced a very specific upbringing, and so, like, making her see a different side of things is going to be very difficult.
Deprogramming check.
So, essentially, yeah. Let me bring up the... So, there are essentially 3 categories, and then for each category, you guys can make points relating to that specific category, and each time you make a point, that will raise or lower the DC. Whenever you're finished with a specific category, you make 1 persuasion check, and then depending on how many persuasion checks you, like, succeed on, that will depend how she sways. So they're, like, sure, there's, you know, instantly going to combat if you get, like, natural ones in all your persuasion checks, or there are, you know, becoming, like, instant besties if you get, like, natural 20s, but there is, like, a lot more of a middle ground between, like, okay, she's not totally on your side, but she can kind of see your point of view. You can make other checks like insight, history, whatever, to try and garner more information, or try and see if, like, what would be the correct thing to say, or whatever you guys come up with. But the main things that are going to matter here are the persuasion checks. Are people good so far on those rules?
Yeah.
Okay.
Believe so.
The 3 categories in which you will be making points towards an argument is instilling doubt, so presenting evidence, arguing from like a historical or intellectual point of view, essentially discussing like the philosophy of their mother and their upbringing with them and how that may have changed their perception of the world. And the last one is to essentially like deprogram like certain behaviors and views. And whenever you guys are finished with a category, you make a persuasion check, and the rest of like the points and arguments that you make will go to other categories because there is like overlap between them.
So sorry, there was like doubt, deprogram, and what was the other one?
Instill doubt, deprogram, and then the kind of like Ricky and I called it the Flemeth philosophy, in which it's like, okay, learn about how they see the world and maybe use that against them.
Okay.
Anyone can make persuasion checks, but you can only make one. So, like, the same person can't make a persuasion check every single time. But you
per phase?
Yeah,
so to
so
speak?
yeah.
Okay.
And then you guys can make other checks like insight, history, whatever, as many times as you want. Like, you know, up to a point, but anybody can do that whenever you guys want, like, call them out. But the persuasion checks, there's 3 for 3 categories, and each point you make lowers or higher your DC. If you have any questions, let me know.
This might be more of a question for the group as a whole. What is our desired result? Is it just to be like, all right, you're gonna help us figure this out, or is it just, what do we want? Like, I guess this might be more of a question for Sarah exclusively.
Well, I want her to be convinced that what Flemeth has been telling her wasn't the whole truth, and that I essentially want her to steer clear away from her and like try to branch herself away from Flemeth, or else she's going to end up like the other sisters.
The way Erlin's been going about it is essentially wanting someone on the inside. Essentially wanting to kind of like get someone on the inside that already knows Flemeth, right? Because, you know, Sarah has been, you know, practically disowned for their entire life, right?
Mhm.
So like someone who's actually still in the cult, in the like still drinking the Kool-Aid, right? If we get someone in there, then we can kind of learn more about that entire situation and then figure out how to actually fix it.
We're
So-
not going to outright tell Belly Sama, it's like, hey, we want to kill Mom.
No,
You're stupid.
we would not
Yeah.
succeed.
No, you would not.
No, but
And she's equally
it's
as
kind of weird that
powerful.
all these circumstances are in place here. Have you ever considered, you know, the implications of these things? So yeah,
So
that's
I think I'm starting with the Flemeth philosophy thing because I'm pointing at a page with the whole spirit situation.
Sorry, Alec.
you know a lot
Oh,
about
there-
spirits and other things, right? That you're bringing that up from the book.
Yeah, I'm arguing with facts and logic.
No, that'll never work.
Can you post the phases on like Misc or because like
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And each person gets 1 roll per phase. Well, 1 persuasion check per phase.
Not each person. You all pick 1 person to make a persuasion check during that phase, and that person cannot make another persuasion check.
Okay, gotcha.
In that phase, or like ever in the
I think we
conversation?
just talk and figure out where we end up.
Okay.
I think you guys are thinking about this in way too much of like a mechanical video gamey way.
Well, we
I
did
play
design it
Ace
in a
Attorney.
very like mechanical
It
video
feels like
gamey way.
we're supposed to.
Mostly because like we thought it would be like a little bit easier. Obviously, there's like still a conversation to be had, but there is, I think, like a sense of, well, I rolled bad, but I still want to make an argument, and I still want to keep like going in circles, and it's still like the same exact stuff being said.
Yeah.
So we're like trying to gamify it in terms of just like, okay, here's the categories you can talk about. You get one persuasion check, and every like point that you make in a category like makes it, you know, easier or harder, and then like it all depends like really how well you craft an argument. But there is like still game mechanics and how well you use like your skills, your abilities, your help actions. Like if you have anything that like allows, you know, your like you to give like bonuses to like each other, use it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Do we have to do them in that order, or
No.
can we do them in any order?
Just
Okay.
not- yeah, anything.
Because I've definitely got an idea for instill doubt, but we don't need to start with that if other people have other ideas.
And you don't have to make just
Well,
one
right now-
point.
Yeah.
Like you can make several
Oh, yeah,
points in a category. Yeah.
It's just the only one that has immediately come to mind probably fits in the instill doubt territory. So, group, team huddle. Which
Mhm.
category are we starting with?
Well,
Sarah was just pointing out stuff in the book.
I show her.
Knows a lot about spirits.
Yeah, this is showing her entire story from the beginning, and the kinds of things that she's connected. I don't know. I've never seen this before. I had no idea that she had a spirit with her. And I don't think she knows either. So, we start this by showing her the grimoire. It's not lies, it's history. And then we can just try to like ease into the fact that she only knows what Flemeth has told her.
Don't let her hold it.
Yeah. And whatever she says about Flemeth, we can counter with this book.
Sure.
And we can do like table talk discussions where it's like, if you guys want to confer with each other, that's fine. You don't have to do like a group huddle every single time.
I just kind of imagine Belly Sama just like standing there like.
She's like, the game is paused. Like she's waiting for you guys to make your first turn.
It's Ace Attorney. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun.
All right, I think we're good. We're good. We're solid.
We'll be fine.
We'll be
Okay,
fine.
okay. Sarah's starting us off.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have found something in the Temple of Mythal.
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 Mythal. Yeah. So, how much do you know about Flemeth?
Question. Tons of question.
Only what she's told you, right?
Yeah, most people know as much as the other person has told them about them. What's your
Do you,
point?
do you know about the spirit? The spirit of purpose?
I don't memorize the spirits like you do.
And she like starts flipping through the grimoire. This one. The spirit of purpose. It's with Flemeth. So of course she would understand a bit more, something more spiritual. She has a spirit with her.
Don't be silly. She's a powerful spellcaster, but she's a human woman.
Have you seen a human that's been immortal? No human can live that long. Not even elves.
I'm sure it's just exaggeration.
This book is eras old. And there's documents of Flemeth in here. Ashbelinar, whatever. She is even older than this book.
She's told us that the elves revere her. Maybe they made up stories about her or something. Where'd you find this?
In the temple.
You say that as if I know what you're talking about.
In the lost city of the elves, you know?
Arlathan?
Yes,
I
Arlathan,
called it a capital, actually, something like that.
the capital.
You actually went inside?
Yes.
Had
And
to
this
kill a
was
dragon, but yeah.
and this was in the temple itself. Our mother is connected with Mythal.
She holds out her hand for the tome.
Don't.
And she like opens up to the page where it goes to the paragraph about Mythal possessing Flemeth.
If you want me to trust you, start by trusting me. Give me the book.
Okay?
How can we trust that you're not going to destroy it?
Why the fuck would I destroy it?
I don't know, because it's challenging what you think.
I am not like the humans, where they destroy everything in their path just because they don't like it. We were raised with better values than that. I can see maybe you don't know a lot about other cultures than your own, dwarf.
Fine. Just be careful with it. It's delicate.
I know how to handle ancient texts, but sure. You hand her the tome, and she, holds it in her hand. You notice she starts first by examining to make sure that it is as ancient and old as you say it is. The paper, the particular feel, even the smell, the binding, the drawings, and the text. And you see something on her face shift a little bit as she flips through the pages that you open to. And she closes the book. Give me a persuasion check with advantage and add 2 on top of whatever bonuses you add.
Persuasion check with you. Okay.
Are you proficient in it?
No.
I believe, Shepherd, you have an ability with your Vitar that allows you to give one of your companions like a D4 to any skill check that they're not proficient with.
Really?
Sarah
Yeah,
looks
let
at
me
Shepard, goes like,
roll it.
sick.
Because does it depend on what he puts on his face every day for like makeup?
It's an action, so he can change his
Oh.
VTAR whenever he wants.
Trying to find where we have our IV cards. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, okay. As an action, Shepard is going to change the paint on his face. Literally just, I guess, in front of everyone, he just
World's fastest makeup.
yeah,
He is
does
a
it.
king.
He at this point, Shepard applies VTAR every single morning. So Shepard doesn't need to look into like a mirror or anything to know the pattern he wants. He just gets it on. And then as a bonus action after doing that, yeah, I can give you a D4 to any ability check you are not proficient in.
Okay.
Yep. So add a D4.
Okay. Thank goodness. Okay. Alright. 18.
18. She hands the tome back to you and goes, okay, so maybe Mother hid some things from us. You don't survive as long as she did by trusting just anyone. We are her daughters. We carry out her will. That doesn't mean she has to tell us all of her secrets, especially when we're not ready.
So when are we ready?
When we stop questioning such trivial things, Saradwin.
When we just do what she says? Without questioning?
It's kept us alive this far.
That's, yeah, I guess doing everything she says does keep us alive.
See,
Are
I
you
kind of.
happy?
That's a question.
Am I happy?
Are you fulfilled by everything she says?
Are you?
No.
Well, there you go. At least one of us has a sense of security, a sense of purpose, a goal. What are you doing, mindlessly wandering around with a cursed sword at your side?
What's your purpose?
Well, she said so, right? It's your mother's will, which I guess in this case is keeping tabs on her lost daughter. Well, you call yourself, you're a bit like a kind of like a castaway, huh?
Don't be so aggressive. My purpose is to protect the wilds and nature. To keep humans away from these lands. To keep men away from these lands that would torch them.
And what do you get in return?
What do I get? Why?
It's kind of,
I guess level of
well,
satisfaction.
you see, usually, sure, you're under your parents' will. You inherit something after. Sense of duty, sense of, what do you get out of it?
You're telling me you can't do something for your own self-fulfillment without getting a reward in return? Yeah, you look like the youngest child. How many siblings do you have?
I'm not
Honest-
talking about something tangible.
Wait, how many siblings do y'all have? Because I hear this is a huge family. I hear this is like a huge family. A lot of sisters. No brothers. No nothing.
There is one other
No.
sister, Cersei. She is around. She might join.
And what
So
about
there's.
your older siblings?
What about them?
Where are they? I mean,
Are we counting 3 or more than 3?
There
So I
was more
see
than
2
three.
here
as
right
we
now.
just saw, Flemeth is centuries old. What happened to all the previous siblings?
What, you think we're all gonna live under one roof? It's not the largest house in the world.
I'm not saying all live together, but no visits? No other names in the history books? I mean, she is such an amazing mage, you'd think at least one of her apprentices would have made a name for themselves.
I suppose the elves dictate what they wish to record and what they don't want to.
And yet we almost borderline worship Flemeth. Why would we not include her children in the history books if we knew about them?
Perhaps because one human was already too much for you.
No, I don't think that that's it.
See, part of me does understand being skeptical of an old book. I mean, who knows? We're kind of working off of, at least most of us here that aren't personally connected to all this. We're working off of what different myths, stories, trying to pull the pull the reality out of whatever kind of fiction's been made about your mother here. So it's important to kind of understand you, right? The kind of woman that you're familiar with, the one who raised you, because bit of a run to the litter here can't, doesn't know everything about your mom, but you clearly know a bit more.
I was the one closest to her, yes.
She never told you the secrets to eternal life or nothing, right? That isn't just something you're hiding in a back pocket.
Our mother doesn't tell us things, she teaches lessons. You don't get to be powerful and wise by just getting everything handed to you. Clearly.
Right. She's never mentioned deals with demons, because apparently that's another way to get things handed to you pretty pretty succinctly. Is that how you use that word? I don't know. Pretty easily.
Maybe the rest of you are willy-nilly about your souls and how trusting you are of demons and spirits, but we know better.
She never teach you a lesson about staying away from demons or spirits? Did she ever tell you about this whole spirit of purpose thing? The Fade, I mean, real tricky stuff.
We
So
know
I'm lucky to
about
not be
the
connected to
Fade.
any of it.
Of course, we've been to the Fade. We fought demons and spirits, and we know when we're being fucked with. I think if our mother was possessed, we'd be able to tell.
Serdwin is just giving her a look like, really?
I think it makes sense. I mean, it's her mom, right? She's only ever acted one way your entire life, so. Kind of pick up on what you're saying here, though it is a little strange. So the teachings just stop after a while. You're just let loose to go free, do your own thing, make your own mark on the world. Well, I guess not make a mark on the world because there's no record of these other people. Y'all have a lot of sisters y'all don't even like keep in touch with, huh?
When we are ready, we embark on our own journeys. We have no reason to go back. Why would you?
I'm guessing the whole teacher route doesn't extend to any grandchildren or nothing.
I'd keep my children far away from her.
But you
You-
trust her with all your lives, basically, right? She's kept y'all safe by y'all doing what she says.
Why would
She's the
you?
wise one.
Why would you keep your children far away from her?
Because hard lessons may not be what I would like for my child. We were
What?
strong enough to take them, but I might have my own way of teaching things. I think that's allowed.
Yeah, of course it is. Like, from my understanding of families, you always want better for the next ones. And I completely understand why you'd want that.
Y'all are around the same age, right? I mean, none of y'all are a lot older than the others. I imagine with an immortal like your mom, I mean, it must be tough doing funerals for family. Other sisters.
We don't do funerals.
Do
Once
you have
you're
a way
dead,
of-
you're dead.
Okay.
Do you know? Do you ever hear about someone passing away, or do y'all just not keep in touch like that, huh?
What do we care if they've passed away? They're nature's food now. Also,
One of those
when
things.
you're looking at her, you see that she is older than Sardwin by like a couple of years.
You seem to really care when our older sister didn't come back.
I'm tired of this same old argument, Sardwin. Was I sad she left? Yes. Did I understand that sacrifices have to be made? That she had to follow her own path in this world? That she didn't want to take care of her younger siblings anymore? Of course I understood. You still seem to not understand that, though.
Did she tell you that? Or did Flemeth tell you that?
How would she be able to tell us that if she left?
Yeah, but no goodbye? No hug?
I get the impression that none of them are really close at all. I mean, just look at these two.
Did you say goodbye to your family, Hassan?
I at least left them a note.
Yeah.
And this time I did.
He did come back. So, I mean,
And
good
I
on
did
him.
come back. Fair
Yeah, some of
point.
us don't.
Erlen's correct.
Some of us don't get that opportunity, you know. But we're getting off track here, aren't we? No, it's this family drama. I mean, clearly, I mean, after a certain point, they're kind of out of your lives. It's more you want to focus on yourself now, right? Your own growth, your own journey to be. What are y'all like, disciples of your mother?
Sure. Disciples.
I just figure it's strange, you know. It's
Yes, everything must seem strange to a mind that can't comprehend magic, much less dreaming.
I figure I'm lucky in some respects regarding that, because I wouldn't want to be, you know, harassed by demons like a couple of these other mages.
I think it makes us stronger. I couldn't imagine going into the Fade being unprepared like you.
And nothing ever seemed off when you went with Flemeth into the Fade?
What do you mean off? It's the Fade. Everything
meant with
is
her.
insane. With her?
Yes. She went into the Fade with you, right?
Of course.
And besides just apparently being knowledgeable about every direction in the Fade, how would she do that?
Must have studied it really well.
But the Fade is ever changing.
There are patterns one could see.
Yes, of course, but even patterns change over time. How does she know exactly where to go?
Some people are just good mages, I think. And you see, like, her come to her mother's defense almost instinctively.
And so, Mark's not good at this. Can I, using Arcana, like, lawyer the rules of the Fade and how it wouldn't make sense for her to have, like, memorized this? Is that a possibility? You can just turn me down if that doesn't sound...
I'll allow it.
Alright. Good. Play to my strengths.
Is this your final check for this category, or are you just using it as like a booster?
I was planning on using it as a booster, unless no one else has anything else, in which case we can just use that as the final.
I mean, like Erlin's like sitting there, like he takes a moment. He's kind of sitting there, like, what'd that book say before? Something about like spirits intertwined. That's an odd thing to take literally, right? That's more of like maybe some old bit of like twisted knowledge. How to say. It mentions like a soul intertwining with your guys' mom. You think that's like more of like a marriage thing? Like maybe they're kind of making something up here, and they kind of say like, oh, it was a spirit that did it the entire time. But it was really just more of like a connection. It's a weird thing to take literally, but it's also a weird thing to not take literally. It's such a specific detail.
And
Like,
it's not impossible. How
I mean,
else could someone reach immortality if they didn't intertwine themselves with a spirit?
I don't know. She never told y'all. Fade spirits are what, immortal, aren't they? At least on the physical plane. We couldn't kill, at least we couldn't really kill any fade spirit without going into the actual realm and severing it at its source.
It's hard to kill an idea.
Right.
But yeah, could I make that Arcana check as a booster?
Yep. Make an Arcana check and then add 3 to the total.
Oh. 18.
Okay.
Could be better, but I'll roll with it for now. That's all right. Mother is more powerful than you could ever comprehend. Who's to say that she doesn't have that spirit wrapped around her finger? Maybe it's doing her bidding. Besides, why would she tell us to stay away from them if she was supporting on one this whole time? She wouldn't do that to us.
Wouldn't make sense to tell you to stay away from something if she's got under control, right? Like, wrapped around her finger, that whole idea. But that's strange. I mean, she teaches you guys lessons. She's taught you all that you know, right? You've turned into at least your own kind of a defender of nature and all that. But to skip over a lesson about protecting yourself from what, like the biggest threat to any mages? Demons, the Fade?
She didn't skip over that lesson. She instructed us well. Unfortunately, some of us weren't paying attention. And she looks over at Saradwin.
Well, I was kicked out before I was ever taught that lesson.
You talked of hearing and ancient elven god? When you were 5 years old, of course Mother kicked you out. You were a lost cause.
That's kind of ironic, isn't it?
Like all your older siblings.
Tuh. They weren't kicked out. They completed their training. Saradwin failed. Good riddance, too.
So why does she want her back now?
Maybe she thinks she can fix you.
It's a little weird to think that you can't fix the preteen, but you can fix a fully grown adult. That feels a little backwards, doesn't it?
I mean, even without your mom's guidance, I mean, Sarah here has grown pretty strong, right? Demon or no demon.
Either way, I wouldn't be strong enough to fight her.
You don't want to fight your mom. Haven't we gone over this? Your mom's like practically a god.
She is.
Everybody give me an insight check.
An insight check.
I got a natural
Hey,
20.
yo, me too.
Let's go.
Dang, 2 nat
Oh.
20s?
I got a
We
14.
know, we know and see all.
It is not enough to gain someone's trust simply by pointing out logical fallacies. Because you can all sense that she's getting defensive and she's growing distrustful. It
Right.
doesn't mean that she likes you. And you haven't really given her a reason to trust you or to take what you're saying in a way that would mean that you care about her well-being. So far, it's only just been, here's how you're wrong, and
Okay,
not
so
really,
we have to lean
I
into
was
what she wants to
trying-
hear.
Yeah, before I was trying to go down the route, but I think it wasn't followed by anyone else. Like when we were going down the route of like how you'd raise your children. And
No,
stuff,
yeah,
like,
I
was
think
trying
I
to-
think that was a good point to bring up, and then it was just kind of like more people
It was
went
kinda
for
like,
like logical
yeah.
fallacies, and so I'm telling you guys right now that like,
We've maxed that stat out.
well, also it's like when you're arguing with someone, you're not gonna get anywhere just by telling them they're wrong. People want to be
Fair.
understood, not just told that everything that they believe is a lie. And I think you all see an elder daughter who seems to look at Saradwin with a look of almost wariness and exhaustion. And I don't think Saradwin ever told you who was the one to take care of her when her
She
mother
did-
didn't.
I have a question for D.
Yes?
You said Belisama. Yeah, we could tell she's older than Sarah. And yes, I know she's the oldest, one of the older. Can we glean, like, what? She's like 10, 15 years?
Fine.
Renee, how much older is she?
I mean, she is like an
Just
older
ballpark.
adult. She's like, well, Sarahwin is in her, like, is like 18 and a half.
And a half.
In 3
Yeah.
Almost
quarters!
19
My
years old.
birthday's coming up, you guys!
Belly Sama's like at least 35.
Goddamn.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
like double the age.
Yeah.
Little sister on the case.
So, just imagine you. Whatever. I'm gonna.
Talking to an established adult. Oh shit.
Didn't you ever want to go see the world?
I
Not
will.
just on missions, but just around?
I will when it's my time.
Kid.
One thing you said struck me as a little odd.
Oh, just the one?
You were the. Oh, many things. But you were the one to raise Sarid when your mother wasn't around, right?
On
Just
occasion.
nudges.
An occasion.
But you would
We were-
raise your children away from the way your mother did?
Yes, because they would be mine. Because I would choose to have them.
Choice or
Nature
not.
were-
Looking at Sarid. Oh, sorry. Blah, 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 blah. Did Shepard want to go first?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Choice or not. Oh. Aren't you, in some part of you, proud? In the slightest? Care for those younger than you?
Of course I care. Why do you think I'm out here asking Saradwin and her loony friends to get depossessed? You all reek. And you're telling me you're gonna go into
okay.
Tevinter with... How many demons is it now?
A lot.
Yeah, I was on the camp of.
2.5, 3, depends.
I,
We
wa-
don't-
I
what's
was
that
in the
count?
camp. I was in the camp of actually, yeah, like going to you because of that same problem. Demons are bad business, and we don't want to be, attracting undue attention.
And I'm telling you, we can solve that problem as long as you don't return.
Don't return where?
Back home. Mother can depossess you, and then you can be sent on your merry way.
Okay.
Has she never mentioned a spirit of purpose?
No.
Well, you weren't there for all the teaching and stuff. You clearly were Belly Sama, right? Did she ever bring that up?
A spirit of purpose? No.
Yeah.
Haven't heard of it.
Why is it such an important part of this dang book?
I don't know. The ancient
Enough.
elves wrote a lot of stuff.
Enough about the book. Forget about the book.
Hey, Belly-sama. Have you ever just had a night of sitting around a fire and drinking with friends?
I
don't
don't
know if
need
they have
alcohol for social interaction, but
Do you want to do gestures back towards the fire? Do you want to join us? Is it as much of a rush that you can't spend a few hours?
give me a persuasion check that won't count towards, like, any of that.
Ooh.
This is purely a
Okay.
persuasion check to get her to go to the camp with you.
Could I add a thing to assist Zahn?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, how long has it been since you've seen Sarid? Don't want to know what she's been up to. Since she was young.
There is a story connected to that whole demon possession thing.
Don't you miss her?
Make the persuasion check with advantage.
Yay!
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 Zahn and like, in
Oh,
the back.
I'm gonna use
Oh.
my reroll
Yeah.
and hope for better. Let's go.
Oh, yay, let's go.
Did Shepard want to say something before?
It's a little bit of a different line of thinking, so
Okay,
oh wait.
all good. If we don't get to it, remind me.
This feels like Saradwin and Belly-sama go to family counseling.
A very
That's
tense
essentially what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make this a safe space.
Because they're not talking to each other. Everyone.
She goes,
Do you have a talking stick?
fine. I can sit for... How long do you guys sit around a campfire for?
While.
Just to fill your belly for the time.
A couple hours every watch, and kind of circle around.
Fine. Show me this campfire of yours.
Back to the wine. I don't say that out loud.
Sounds like, yes, I can sit.
As you walk back into the camp, the guard just kind of like nods at you all and then like does like a double take, like we're 1, 2, 3, 4.
My
They
They
sister.
multiplied.
It's that
This is-
one army that came back with an extra member.
Yeah.
This is my sister.
Oh,
She's just gonna stay for a little while. And she's an elf.
yes. I can see that. Well, enjoy your evening, all of you. Just like double take.
There's another one.
Raise the alarm!
Wait. Are our son's parents in this camp or?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh.
Let's go to Hassan's parents.
Parents, this is my sister.
Yeah, you find them probably just like chatting amongst themselves and a few of the scholars. Hassan, your mother, very interested in finding out like various like flora and fauna growing in this area specifically. Your dad discussing like the various like vantage points and maybe like making return trips back here so like the full clan can experience this. And when they see you all approach, they kind of like cut their conversation off, walk over to you.
I'd like you to meet someone very important. It's my sister.
Oh, hello? And you see your mother like reach out in the most like extroverted, like I'm here to make friends like attitude, and your sister is just kind of like very stiffly like extending her hand to shake your mother's hand.
Hi, yes, hello. I don't know social interaction outside of the cult I'm in.
Just a loose
Essentially,
grasp on the hand.
Belly Sama here, essentially raised me before I was kicked out and came to live here. So, yeah.
And, your parents just kind of like nod and go, "Wow, it's so wonderful to meet you. We've heard so much, and it's truly an honor to meet another one of Ashar Belanar's daughters. Please, like sit down." And they kind of like don't wait for Belisama to like say yes or no. They just kind of like guide her to the campsite. And when they're just like, "Oh, like have you eaten?" And Belisama's like, "Yeah, I'm good." They like still shove like food into her hands and begin to just kind of like converse with her. And she just kind of like looks back at Saradwin, like, "Oh, I'm sure your parents want to hear from both of us, Saradwin."
About what?
One of your companions mentioned a story behind the cursed sword. Do tell.
Oh, of course.
Your parents, like, color drains from their face.
So, about the cursed sword, it's called the Hunger, by the way. There's like if you die, you get stuck in the sword. So, as part of my mission, I am trying to cleanse the sword, but also, I don't have to. If I just go home for like 2 seconds and get exercise.
The
Because
voices in your sword gave you a mission?
Yeah.
Where'd you find this cursed sword?
On the back of a dragon turtle.
And you see her, like, put her head into her hands.
I feel like you're downplaying this was for like a righteous cause, you know.
Well, it
Um,
was righteous when I thought it was Algernon to me.
well, even to the rest of us, in
We
our
can get there,
minds, right?
lady.
In our minds, we didn't even know about your whole, you know, God-given mission kind of situation, but we did know that there's a dragon turtle in Rialto Bay, and through some way, shape, or form, the Crescent King cursed it to just roam there forever. And at least from being on the thing's back, ooh boy, it did not look good.
Yeah,
That
it
was
continued to be corrupted, so I think
some kind of
following,
rot spread across the entirety of it.
yeah, and I've just been very hungry, so I think,
Nearly died.
yeah, I think it's in our all of our best interest to just follow what Mom says and get exercised.
Yeah, but that was the thing. It had a spirit connected to it, right? And we
Two
helped
spirits,
the
three
turtle.
spirits.
We helped the turtle. I mean, bigger things. We helped Rialto Bay because I don't know if y'all have noticed much, but I don't think it's around these parts no more.
No,
You
I think it left.
I think it's finally
actually
free to move.
got onto the back of the dragon turtle.
We had a
Yeah,
ship. We had a crew and everything. We were like a part of like a monster hunting company.
yeah, and then we fought the Crescent King himself, but we had to go to his grave, fight a Hydra,
And
and
even the king
kill
had some. Oh no, you go.
yeah, we had to like disturb his grave a bit, but I think we just reburied him
Yeah,
in the tomb of his lover
our
because we're
experience.
compassionate.
Our
Um,
experience with Fate Spirits has been kind of hectic and crazy because not only was there the Crescent King, right, who himself was an odd revenant
Let me
kind of
stop you
guy.
right there. There is no way in the Abyss's mind that I will believe that you fought the, and she like makes quotes, Crescent King.
Not a lot of people do.
That was a
Yeah.
simply a guy, and he died long ago.
No, you'd be surprised.
See,
Oh,
I
you
didn't
know
think that
what?
was possible either
Sh-
because those
Um,
stories about people coming back from the dead, they seem like just stories. But I, what was we saw? He had one of those like little memory things. It was a way to put your mind into a magic relic, and he learned about a lot of this stuff, a lot of this weird cheating death kind of thing with the fate. He learned about it through a pact with a demon, right? Like a demon of knowledge. Didn't we run into that thing? Maybe
Uh,
not the same demon of knowledge, but something like it. He sacrificed his memories in order to figure out some way to keep his crew alive.
I think you all maybe got a little too high off of elf fruit.
Well,
You
what
were
was your best mission? Like, what was either the most fun or the coolest? What was your favorite mission you've been on?
Probably murdering a group of chastened, entering into the wilds looking for Mother.
Why were they looking for her?
To kill her. Hunt her down.
yeah, we got a lot of those.
Imagine if you live long enough, you make enough enemies. You're good at the fate. You've been
Well,
there a lot.
astounding how you believe that she made enemies and not the fact that some people will just hunt down a woman because they think she's dangerous. Ooh,
You're
spooky apostate living in the woods, not bothering anyone. Better go tie her up and burn her at the stake. Silly.
so your mother doesn't have enemies, all right?
Maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. None of my business.
No, I mean you just do what you can to protect her. That's noble in its own way.
Well,
Yeah.
if you're ever in Afsana, you should go and see our portrait and the Crescent King's scythe hung up in the Monsters Guild.
Uh-huh. Sure.
I have a mermaid's knife.
I bet
so,
you do.
You've been to
And-
the
Hold
Fade a
on,
lot,
guys,
right?
guys,
You
guys,
can-
guys, really quick. Tony's been trying to say like a
Yeah.
thing for so long.
Sorry,
I've abandoned the first thing I was gonna do because I think we moved too far away from it. So I just wanted to say that when we beat the Crescent King, Shepard took the flag.
Oh.
Did
And he still has the flag on him.
It just starts unraveling.
So
While they're chatting.
While this is
like,
happening,
so-
Shepard's like
yeah, so
unraveling.
like Shepard's unrolling a flag and just says, "Belly Sama." Well, first of all, I haven't really gotten the chance to speak up much yet. My name's Shepard. I know you might not care, but just wanted you to know who was speaking to you.
One of the gray ones.
Are you familiar with the... Yes. As you can tell, I'm not quite alike to anyone else here.
Mother knows. Mother has told us of...
Of my kind.
Yes. You live up
Yeah.
north.
That we do. Are you familiar with the Crescent King symbol by any chance?
A crescent moon or something.
Shepard just shows her the flag. When we defeated the Crescent King, I thought it were appropriate to take the flag. And he, like, hands it to her. Like, you can... Here.
She kind of like holds it in her hands and feels it.
always need proof of kill, especially in a monster hunting guild.
Well, that's why we gave them the scythe.
Yeah.
Erland, and only Erland, please make an insight check.
Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh.
Click.
Oh.
You kind of like stumbled into a very like core Flemeth philosophy there. Proof of the kill. A very practical just like lesson to live life by. Never leave it up to someone else to stand up for you. Always have something ready to come back with. You're kind of like understanding a little bit how these sisters have been raised in a way that makes the world feel cold and uncaring. And you can also recognize that the kindness that Saradwin and Shepard have shown Belisama, there is a faltering and a strange, like, twisting of this philosophy where she is unsure what you're all getting out of being nice to her. You sure are going a rather long distance to convince me you defeated a boogeyman, but...
Well,
You can believe whatever you'd like to believe. I'm not here to tell you how you have to view the world, how you have to believe us. We're a group of people who are in a, 6-on-1 conversation right now. I get it, you know. We were talking about the Crescent King, so I decided to show you what I keep as a trophy.
I think we still, did something good in the end of it all. People probably will notice that less cases of ships being stolen, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, a lot going on. The unfortunate thing about a lot of Fade stuff is it's hard to really get concrete evidence back. They kind of live in one place and disappear. But, I think I still... Y'all remember the Sea Wolf, right? That
Oh, the
was
Sea
the
Wolf.
big one. That was the big one. We couldn't kill it. We couldn't kill it normally. No.
No, you would have to like seal it with a special blade, like this one, and then she like brings out the
Seal
blade
it?
that she.
Like a demon in the Fade?
Yeah,
You could just go to the Fade and kill it, you know.
we tried.
Did you?
Yes.
Are you good at like pointing out
All of you give me
they
an
touch
intelligence
spirits?
check.
Was that not the Fade?
No.
No,
Some
it
kind of
was
memory
it was
connected?
a strange material world where the veil was thin and parts of the Fade were slipping into it. But you were all awake.
Yeah, because I don't remember. Because when we killed it, it wasn't like dead. Because it wasn't.
When we killed it, we sealed it into a thing.
Yeah, we sealed it into the a blade,
Knife.
right? Or
Mhm.
Yeah.
a knife. I'll still do the intelligence check, but. Oh,
Ooh. Well, that's just flat. You don't have any buffs. So.
Yeah, what she is referring to permanently gets rid of demons, and that is defeating them in the Fade and essentially just destroying their essence. When you fight them in the material world, they go back to the Fade and kind of like just continue to
Respawn.
exist, yeah, essentially. Which is why the sea wolf did not die. And lives on in a bird.
Lives on it. Well, the bird was
Yeah.
so that Asan didn't have to worry about the demon being inside of him.
The pact.
This is gonna be just because I wanted to have the conversation when with this character, because I don't think, who knows if we ever get to talk to them again. I'm gonna jump a little bit back in the conversation if everyone doesn't mind, because I do want to do the one thing I had in mind. Belly Sama, you know, this is jumping back just a little bit. Why do you hold such strong feelings of negativity towards Sarid? Is it just because she was kicked out? I'm just curious.
Duh. It was a while ago, but I mean, it's not exactly easy raising a child mumbling about a dead ancient elven god in their head, much less when mother seemed to not be that worried about it and really almost nurture that.
I honestly cannot imagine how difficult that would have been for you.
Nurture.
She seemed to always favor her.
Kind of like a youngest sibling kind of thing.
Sure.
Even though the youngest sibling was, I mean, not be rude, but like a little not right.
Well, she was kicked out for a reason, wasn't she?
So that changed then, right? Stopped being like extra attention towards Sarid and started being like, get the hell out of here, I'm not teaching you no more, that kind of situation.
I'm not sure why Mother kicked her out. I think she just became too much of a handful. Realized that maybe the daughters she had that weren't crazy might be better to teach. And, well, how goes your shapeshifting, Saradwin? Anything bigger than a mouse yet?
Oh, a great owl. Giant owl.
Oh.
She's gotten pretty good at that, truthfully.
Yeah. I mean, impressive. If you were 10 years old.
Hey now, nobody was there, right? Past the
Well,
age of 5.
Belly-sama, you gonna put your money where your mouth is? What's the biggest thing you can turn into? Asan is trying to be like a joking little shit.
She turned into a bear before, right?
You want me to transform here in the Elven encampment?
I mean, we can step into the woods.
Sure. We could.
Nah, this is an elf camp. You don't think they've seen weirder than people turning into things?
Yes, but this is also a lot of non-combative people. So, better safe than sorry.
It's a
Well, I guess are we walking to the woods now? To do this?
Are you guys?
I'm going with.
Yeah.
When we
Shepherd would.
woods are. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You.
When we say woods, is this like slightly on the perimeter of the encampment or like a mile in?
That depends on you guys entirely.
But let's just go like step outside and then like be like, wow,
Like, just
and then
to-
walk
yeah.
back inside.
step
Let-
outside,
let's-
take a few rips, come back in.
Yeah, essentially.
So, Shepherd, like while they're walking, wants to try to catch Belly Sama's ear one time, and just walks
Okay.
like next to her, and like to very quietly, pretty much to Belly Sama only to hear. He just kind of whispers, "I can only imagine raising children that were not yours was so tough. It had to be horrible to do so, but for what it's worth." And he like looks over at Sarah doing whatever God knows what Sarah's doing at that exact moment in
Sarah's
time.
like eating
Picking up-
bark.
Picking up sticks.
Look,
Yeah.
mushrooms.
Yeah.
Look, mushrooms.
Yeah.
So sounds like no.
Belly Sama, you did a wonderful job. You might not have been
Sarah
dealt
eats-
the best hand, but you did good. Just know that, okay? You would be proud of how far Sarah has come in the short time that I've known her. I really think you would. I've personally trained with her. Her strength alone has grown tenfold. You did a good job as a mother that you didn't have to be.
I didn't want to be one. Give me an
But
insight
you
check.
still do. Okay.
Shepherd out here with the realness.
You see a look of a lost childhood upon someone who cared so much. And when you say, she grew, like Sarah grew up into like a good person, you see there is like a little bit of pride and genuine joy upon her face. But there's also something very sad and lonely that is only there for a second before she straightens up and kind of like arches her back a little bit and goes, "You want to see something that even Mother can't transform into?"
Everyone, make space. Let's see this.
I've heard that your guys' mom can turn into like a dragon and stuff like that.
Show us your best, Belly Sama.
Start a chant.
There is a
Belly
horrible cracking sound of bones as her arms bend backwards and her neck hangs off of her spine. And then her form grows larger and larger, extra limbs sprouting from the abdomen. 8 all strange joints of something resembling a spider-like creature with huge mandibles, eyes all over her face, and then a pair of large wings upon the spider's back. A sound that like tears through the forest. An inky black wolf spider with the wings of a raven behind its back. She flips her wings, and the spider raises into the air and then drops to the ground and skitters across the fallen, like, the grassy trees so fast that in a blink of an eye, she comes face to face with you, Saradwin.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Oh,
And the form grows smaller, and the limbs retract back, and this, like, cracking sound as if, like when you crack, like, your back in a really good way, that across, like, several pairs of limbs, all in, like, the span of maybe 3 seconds, and her form is back to a fairly tall elven woman with long black hair. There's a resemblance to Saradwin, yet she doesn't have the facial markings.
That was fucking awesome.
I hate it when you
Impressive.
turn into something so scary.
A bit
Scary.
terrifying.
Scary. That was beautiful. How did you learn to do that?
It's terrifying.
Years and years of practice.
It's amazing. That's what it is.
You see, like,
Doesn't that hurt?
It sounded like it.
no, not really. It's like I don't know. It's like when you crack your knuckles, almost.
Ow.
It feels weirder when I don't do it.
Okay, Demona.
Whoever wants to give me one last persuasion check and add 10.
Could I? I was actually. Oh,
No, if you
Um,
want to, go for it.
back at the campfire, I wanted to. The whole thing of like, okay, people are talking. I'm gonna make mulled wine because we were sitting at the campfire and she hasn't had anything to eat as far as we know. So.
How
here,
many
a
drinks in are
glass.
we? That's the best question.
Listen, Saradwin's sister, whoever you are, just, like, stop with your mom, my guy. Like, that's stop.
This is a fresh.
Just, like,
This is a
stop.
fresh
Like
wine.
better.
It's the Ilaria special.
At least Mama just pours out her heart and soul, right? And it's like, I care about you so much, little sis. And it's like, I'm actually a son.
I'm Hassan.
Belly
It's just really
Sama-
dark. You can't see my hair.
Belly Sama has not taken a sip of alcohol this entire night.
I brought cups. She starts juggling it out of her bag. It's still warm from the fire. Promise.
I'm
Pours it out.
not much of a drinker. Perhaps Cersei would like some.
Where is she?
Oh,
Come on. Your senses can't be that dull, can they? And before that, one last persuasion check.
Are people alright if I do?
We already made one, I believe.
I didn't
Is
make
it-
a
is it
persuasion
drink?
check. I just
Go
did the.
You made an Arcana
check.
check to
Okay.
close out one of the.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought. Okay, never mind. We're good.
So either Ilaria, Erland, or Shepherd makes one.
I can roll it if no one wants to roll it.
I believe in you.
Okay. This is one of the bonuses of being born noble. Manners. 24 plus whatever.
Plus, well,
Just yeah.
what's your plus 10?
It's a 10 plus 14.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So 24 total.
Yeah.
There is like a crinkle of a smile on her face, and you all see her just kind of like slowly letting her guard down and being a little bit proud that she impressed you guys, and also still holding like a little bit over Saradwin and that she still hasn't discovered her other sister. Shepherd, you would be the first one to notice, but I'd say eventually all of you do as well. There's a rustling between your legs, and a small rattlesnake slithers between you all, wraps its little tail around your legs, Saradwin, and a a human woman pops out behind you and goes, "Boo."
Oh my god.
Always worry for a scaredy cat.
Well, yeah, you
do I
guys
have to-
terrorized.
Do I have to like second guess every animal we walk past now?
Yep.
Yes.
Like you
Have
haven't
you-
been?
These are the
Does tend
reasons
to be how
why.
it goes. You get used to it after a while. It was a lot worse when we were 14 being chased through the woods by a bear.
You never know.
I feel like y'all say you'll get used to it after a while to a lot of things, and I never have.
See, that's someone that's been traveling with them for a while, Belly. I think these guys are acclimating to Ceridwen.
As best as you can.
That's fair.
I'm gonna elbow Erland.
I grew up with her and I still am not used to her eating dirt. It's weird.
So that's not a you guys thing. That's a Sarah exclusive thing, huh?
No, we're pretty normal.
Assad's gonna in that like jokingly playful way, just be like, eh.
We don't even eat dirt. People make the jokes about it though.
What do you guys eat? Like gravel or like? Do you
No.
do you like lick rocks or something?
No.
Oh my god.
I'm Cersei, by the way.
Erland.
Mm-hmm.
You're all related?
Yeah.
Yeah, for the most part.
On their mother's side.
Right, yeah, because I'm seeing the... You're human?
Oh my god! Yeah.
Yeah. Our mother decided to mix it up between
That's funny.
Belisama and I.
Remix.
Yeah, I mean, she got bored fucking one guy. Wouldn't you?
I can understand
Shrugs.
Oddly enough,
Erlen's like,
Local
"You're asking
asexual
the
would
wrong
like
guy."
to show his opinion.
oddly enough, yeah,
Shrugs,
no, I get it. I get it.
unsure.
Shepherd, who like comes from society where you don't have like a partner, is like, I mean, like I understand the concept.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, that's like Shepherd's like, yeah, you never.
This
do
is
the
the
same
most
person
normal
twice
thing
for
that
the
people have
most
said
part,
to
right?
Shepard about
Shepherd's like,
relationships.
finally, someone I get. Yo, what's up?
Here we go. Finally came around.
Yo, finally, my people.
Well, Cersei, would you like some wine?
Yeah.
Pours one out.
What kind is it?
Here you go. I added cinnamon, some star anise, cardamom. Don't tell Brandy, please.
Flecks of gold too, I bet.
No, I don't have enough for that.
You're far away from
doesn't
your
add
homeland
taste.
or Elysian. It brings you to elven lands. Slurp.
Oh, you know.
What brings you around
She
here?
drinks it
Slurp?
like a snake. Like,
What brings you around here?
Oh, you know, mumbles into their
She
cup.
she just snorts the wine.
Yeah,
And absolutely horrifies us.
we're normal.
Yeah, no, we're normal.
shots it down. It's boiling hot.
Yeah, she doesn't know how to drink mulled wine.
Oh god.
Ugh. That's...
You're supposed to do it slowly, just because there's a lot of spices, but it's supposed to warm your belly.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess, but it's pretty warm here already.
No. Like an inside warm.
Yeah, why would you
Someone's
want
gonna
to?
pull out a regular Dalish bottle of wine.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
By the way, this one, 15%.
Of what?
Mark just forgot that they probably don't have alcohol percentages.
What's the
No.
other 85%?
Scratch that.
Like, we
This
just
one, stronger wine. On the strong side.
Okay, sick. Yeah, for sure. Uncorks it and downs it.
Hey, let me have a sip too.
No.
It's pretty good.
Cersei here combined everything that she found in the woods and fermented it and just made her own hooch.
Oh god. Did you make toilet moonshine?
Oh
Yeah.
god.
Maybe.
Not in the toilet though.
I mean, it
Now
was pretty good.
Now it's you.
Sarah
Keep
would be
going.
a flapper.
Listen, at least
Slinging hooch.
At least
Yeah,
one
but-
of us had to figure out how to, use the fucking, plants and herbs and whatever. Mother was pretty good at that, and not you or you, and points at Belly Sama, picked it up. So, one of us has to be good at potions.
Yeah, because some of y'all know things that your mother don't, right? I mean, just a second ago,
I mean,
Belly
yeah, we're
Sama
all
turned
our own
into a
people.
terrifying thing.
We're not just little copies of her running around. Well, not all of us.
Yeah, it kind of sounded like that, judging by how it was being told to us.
You can't
She
just
just
take
kind of trains y'all for a while.
You can't just take one sister's word for it and just kind of elbows Belly Sama in the rib, yeah, I mean, this one really wanted to be like Mother Dearest, but some of us have our own brains. New concept.
Is she really as mysterious as she sounds?
Yeah. It's.
Y'all not have normal family bonding thing? It seems like y'all just completely give up on your older siblings once they reach a certain age. Once they've, finished all their teaching?
What's normal family bonding to you, rockfucker?
I wouldn't know.
Ooh.
I would not know.
Oh, there you go. Is there such a thing as normal family bonding?
You,
Uh,
Hassan's parents walking over. We have
I
food!
mean- Sans folks were kind of nice.
Ew.
They ate together, talked about things, joked around with each other. Very hospitable, even to a bunch of us which aren't elves.
Yeah, I guess that's what you get with normal families. Bit of a toss-up whether they like your normal.
I guess normal would be different. Normal's in the eyes of the beholder.
Yeah.
I mean,
for sure.
given the
is.
chance, what would you want your family dynamic to be? Pops open another bottle of wine, hands it over.
All of us in a pit, and there's a bunch of mushrooms around, and then there's a little moss covering us, and then a wolf walks on top of the moss and drops into the pit and dies instantly, and then we cook it over an open fire, and we have wolf stew with mushrooms.
That
I
sounds
could go
lovely.
personally.
So you want a nice family dinner.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Still kind of creepy, but yeah.
Well, why don't you guys do that sometime?
Oh, you're serious.
I was serious. The fact that you laughed has me concerned.
Sarid, what have you told these people?
Basically nothing. Most we've ever heard about your guys' mom came from an old ass book we found in a
Look,
Still as
ditch.
much of a shut-in as you were when you were a baby.
okay,
But you still
look.
can't make eye contact.
Shut up! I'm very good at eye contact.
No,
I-
no, look, she's gotten way better at
Staring.
this. She's gotten way better at this. Look, Sarah, staring contest, go!
Unblinking.
In full sibling energy,
Cersei, blows air into Sarid's eyes while she's doing that.
So mean. So
The
mean.
joke I want to make about this situation, I really don't think I should.
You want us to
What?
pause the recording?
That's why she got kicked out.
Yeah, for being autistic. This is an
Wasn't even about
ADHD
the
household.
Don't you realize your sibling's just autistic? It's not that she's bad at eye contact. Anyways.
Yeah,
finish.
maybe you should open up more. You call these people your friends or something, right?
They are my friends.
Yeah, my friend. Why don't they know anything about you? Weird little freak.
Okay, first of all, I told them all the wonderful stories from my childhood, like how you would change into a rattlesnake and you would. Oh, what was that game? Mouse and Snake.
Yeah, I chased you around
Yeah,
as a snake.
yeah,
And then
you
if I
chased me
caught you,
around
you
as a
died.
snake. Yeah.
And you haven't died. That was fun.
Now,
Oh,
despite
oh,
the best
and
efforts,
then I brewed several potions, and if you drank the wrong one, you would die. And look at you,
And
your
and I
sense of
was
smell.
lucky
Yeah.
that I didn't die, but it gave me the spins, man.
That's called a fun night.
No.
All these games seem similar.
Or like the or the hide and seek game that you both played on me when I was
Oh, you mean like when
4.
we hid from you for like a week?
Yes.
You couldn't find where to use the bathroom. It was so
No.
funny. You were crying because you were hungry. Oh my god. That was
see,
awesome.
was it ever flipped around? Like, did y'all have situations like that with when you were kids? Little games you'd play with your siblings?
I I don't really remember.
Don't remember your childhood?
I mean, it's just not the childhood part, just the other siblings. It's a little fuzzy.
Well, it seems like all of y'all kind of raise each other. Ain't that right, Belly? Sama?
Good correction.
You helped raise you, Sarah here, right? So
Mother wasn't
who's
always
helping you?
around to help us out.
No, I wouldn't imagine. All powerful kind of almost God. Probably has a lot to do.
Yeah,
So who helped raise you?
it was Adelpha. Everyone give me an insight check. Or perception, if you would like.
Oh shit, my sheet.
I'm equally bad at both.
I'm an
Insight or perception, you say?
Perception.
I'll do perception.
Damn, low roll.
Anyway.
Tony's like, fuck this!
17.
17. Erland, Asan, Saradwin, Ilaria. You notice Cersei's face sour at that name. And she has this look on her face like she's heard this argument before and she's tired of hearing the same conversation again. You also clock she doesn't have as much of an attachment to Flemeth's way of life as Belly Sama. Not that she still hasn't had a rough time of it, or that she doesn't believe in her mother.
More of a free spirit.
It's, yeah, more of a free spirit, more of a questioning glance.
Did I strike a nerve or something? Is that like a sister y'all don't like?
No, we just don't talk to her anymore. Adelpha was the oldest, and then she grew up and left.
You know, where did she say anything before leaving? Or just kind of one day it was just gone?
No, just gone. And you see Cersei stewing a little bit.
I know it's kind of like a way of life, or at least a way of your guys' lives. So,
Cersei, you look not happy and upset right now. Speak your mind.
This just kind of goes into circles again, always. Sarah says she died or something, and Belisama says she left, and I haven't really seen proof of either, honestly. Like,
I mean, what's your mom say?
she
Well, like she
didn't,
just forgets about one of her kids?
she didn't forget about her. She just, I don't know, didn't really talk about her.
Because the
And
whole point, you guys are being raised up to, get taught the lessons from the all-powerful, near-godly figure here, right? Massively powerful mage. She raises you guys, or at least kind of raises you guys to be strong mages in your own right, right? But after a while, you just don't matter. I mean, I guess the lessons are over. You kind of go off to do your own thing. But I mean, the the part that kind of is rough, and I don't want to be insensitive or nothing, but just that idea that these people helped raise you, right? Like these people were like important to your life. I feel like it'll be hard when when Sarah gets a bit older and maybe you guys aren't around so much, because then you won't be able to joke or laugh around about old games and pranks you played on each other, or old memories. Hell, you wouldn't even be able to make new memories because you just wouldn't be in contact anymore.
well, I mean, for Ceridwen that already happened. She got kicked out because she was a little bit too, I don't know.
Bit too weird as a kid, right? Speaking about God in her head.
Yeah, I don't. That's weird. Does he still talk to you?
Yeah. Well, it's not him actually, it's a fate spirit.
Truly a miracle that you're still alive.
I wasn't kicked out because of that. I was kicked out because I wouldn't stop screaming about it. About why she left.
Yeah, you never really believed Mother.
No.
Never really liked
I
her either.
fought her.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if this is a conversation you've had 1,000 times, Cersei. But this is the first time I know myself, and I think pretty much everyone else here is hearing it. Sarah, what happened to your sister from your perspective?
I just remember how many times Plymouth told me that I didn't see what I saw, and that whatever I believe isn't true, and that no one else will believe me. I just saw one day they left together somewhere, I don't know, into the woods. I just remember she was happy that Plymouth was proud of her, and then she went into the woods with her, and then we never saw her again. And I could swear on my life that her face, when she returned Plymouth, that her face was just slightly better. That she seemed energized.
It's a shame y'all didn't, at least, shame you didn't leave one of these with your sister. He holds up a sending stone. Helpful little relics. I mean, your mom's like pretty powerful. She probably would know how to keep in touch or contact these sisters if you ever wanted to.
So I just kept screaming that she killed her, and Flemeth didn't like that. In fact, I was so annoying that she dragged me all the way to a Dalish clan and dropped me down a hill.
You're exaggerating again, Ceridwen. She didn't drop you down a hill.
Oh, so that was pushing? Or
Why would she do that to her own daughter?
because I openly opposed her and exposed her, and
Young be having a rebellious streak, huh?
I was rebellious when I was young, and I learned not to.
Yeah, because she smacked you enough.
Hey,
You always took the beatings.
she's like looking around, like this is not information she wanted brought up in front of other people.
Is this about Belly or Cersei right now?
Cersei,
Cersei. Okay.
relax, okay? I know you don't like Mother, but she did the best that she could. Belly did the best that she could.
Belly did the best that she could.
Mother was there for us. She made us stronger.
That's all she did.
Is that not
didn't
what a mother is supposed to do?
A mother tucks you in, gives you dinner, hunts for you, and makes sure that you're safe. That's what Belly Summer did. And I've been on the outside, and Asan's mother has showed me exactly what a mother should be.
Belisama places a hand on Cersei's shoulder and then looks at you guys and goes, "Show her the tome."
And like, she just brings out the grimoire and hands it over to her, Cersei.
One more group persuasion check. The DC is 60. You are adding all of your rolls together.
You said group persuasion, so everyone's rolling?
Everyone is rolling. You all add your persuasion checks together. The DC is 60.
Before we do that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
can
use...
I?
Nope.
Oh, okay, good.
No,
You're gonna
no,
do
no,
your
Tony,
math.
you first. Sorry.
Could I theoretically bonus action and bestow the 1d4 on 3 people who are not
Proficient in persuasion.
proficient in persuasion?
Yes, you may.
You
Okay,
mean like
who
me?
is not proficient in persuasion?
Fucking course not me.
Okay, so
I got
giving it
negative.
to Erland, giving it to Sarid, and is anyone else not proficient in persuasion? I don't think I can give it to
probably
myself.
Brandy, but Brandy isn't here, so...
Brady
Can I
doesn't
give it to
count.
myself?
Sure.
I don't.
Why
Okay,
not?
then I'll give it to myself as the third. So add a d4 to whatever your persuasion check is.
Alright, and I am going to use... I am going to use Saving Face to
Okay.
boost mine up to a 21.
Oh.
T1.
I think I, could go bad, right? But I think I'm gonna use my once per session reroll.
Let's go.
59. No, we're fine.
We made it.
You don't.
I'm not gonna use my because I didn't do the 1d4 yet anyway.
Oh,
So
you
it'd have
forgot
been.
it.
No, I just was gonna. Yeah. Okay. I had
Hell
4.
yeah.
It's 12 now.
Okay, so what was that? 21, 27, 9, 12, 16. There is...
Higher than a 12 average.
There is a look of fear that spreads across both the sisters' faces. Oh my Adelpha. And Cersei looks at you with tears in her eyes. She's gone, isn't she?
Yes.
We let that happen.
We were too young. We
You
couldn't
didn't
stop her.
know.
Don't blame yourselves.
We were all young.
If Mother is not who she says she is, And if she didn't kick you out because you defied her, or maybe she did, but why reach out now?
That's what I want to know.
We might have a few working theories, but I don't think any of them are good.
It's not like the ritual is a scam or something. We genuinely want to take you to the Fade and destroy the demons plaguing you.
I think the both of you do.
Have you done it for other people before? This is kind of uncharted territory.
Yeah, mages that came by. Mother
So
was
could
always...
you do it?
What?
Could you too help me?
We could, but we would need Mother's raw power. Entering into the Fade requires a lot of magic, a lot of lyrium, or a connection of some sort.
Any connection to the Fade, or does it have to be to like a specific? Because from what I keep hearing, it's a very hard to navigate place.
Mother knows exactly how to navigate it, which is why she's kind of essential.
Because she's
We need a
connected to a
connection.
Fade spirit.
But she doesn't know that we know just yet.
No,
We're her scouts.
we weren't supposed to know. I was never supposed to. And that's why she got rid of me. Because I knew too much.
Do you think if we go back now, we could defeat her?
Define defeat.
Kill, murder, stomp on the ground, dance on the grave of.
Mother?
Yes! If what you're saying is true, that she killed Adelpha to boost her own life source, I want that bitch fucking murdered!
Wait, who's talking?
Cersei.
Oh,
Amen.
what is Belisama doing?
She is silent and not making eye contact. She looks conflicted and scared and unsure of where this is even going or what to even do now.
I think challenging your near immortal, near god of a mother is a little out of the question here.
I wouldn't dare. I wouldn't try.
But there is that other option. If she has this connection to a Fade spirit, maybe it's a good one, maybe it's a bad one, maybe like how Belisama said, maybe she's got it wrapped around her finger. Maybe this spirit is under her control, not the other way around.
That's what I'm saying.
Whatever the situation may be.
If we kill the spirit, the tome says she'll be weakened.
Maybe we exorcise her. But we would need her help to even get there to begin with.
She's not prepared for us to stand together.
No. She only expects me to come back because I fell into her hands.
She doesn't
If I
expect
come-
for you to have found that tome. I don't think she even knows
Yeah.
it exists.
I don't think so either. Belisama,
What?
we don't have to hurt her. Just keep her from hurting us.
She's still our mother, Sarah. It feels wrong to go against her.
I know, but sometimes mothers aren't always right. Right? You teach your children so much different. I never met them. I never knew you had children.
I don't, not yet.
More like a future,
I'd like to someday.
but you'd want to keep them away from your mother.
I would.
Well, yeah. Not the kind of upbringing.
we learned enough from her. We learned so much on our own as well.
All
She
right.
never taught you how to combine those creatures.
So
You did.
you're saying you want to go back, do what, the ritual, and go into the Fade and sever her spirit?
Or we figure out how to go through the fate ourselves. And find whatever spirit is possessing me, and find the spirit of purpose.
And not to keep us too off track, but I'd also, I have a spirit kind of trapped in a warhammer.
Cersei now
Not by
pipes
my
up
own.
like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys?
Not by my own. I found it in an underwater temple.
So are
Okay,
all dwarves like as stupid as you, or are you just a special case with a smooth brain?
Look, it causes a lot of damage.
Look, how would you react if you saw someone trapped in an underwater temple for who knows how long? It called to me. I heard something I hadn't heard since I was young.
Yeah. Yeah, you heard a demon. What would I do? I would throw it down a well and then go my own way.
It seemed like it was a person at one point, and something put it in the hammer.
Man, you
something.
dwarves love to talk about how you would never be tempted because you don't dream, you don't pass through the Fade, you can't cast magic. Well, look, you got.
I just want to understand what this thing is
A
and
demon.
get it out. Then if it is, I want to get it out of the dang hammer.
He still
I
wants
want
the
it
hammer.
outside of, whatever this. Look, if I lose the hammer by the end of this, I don't care. There will be other hammers. What matters here is that, from what I understand, a dwarf got something done to him that turned him into a slave of this surprisingly useful vessel that I would call a warhammer. And I know y'all have your own goals here, and I want to try to help y'all. I want to try to help Sarah, and I want to try to help your mother if she really is possessed by a demon. I'm just saying. Lots of us have had unfortunate fates here, and this shouldn't be the ending to anyone.
The deal still stands. We can go into the Fade and get rid of all of your possessions with Mother. I don't know what her plan is.
Part of me wants to find out.
And that's where we'll take a break. Alright, picking up where we left off.
Dragon Ball Z.
Do you guys go with the sisters to their mother's encampment? Saradwin, do you go back to where you were born?
So that's it. We go now.
out of character, you do kind of have to make a decision.
Okay. Yeah, I think it would be like a lot of steps to try to figure out how to navigate the fade on our own. And I think it's possible. Group, do you want to see Flemeth now?
This is not with the, like, we're not fighting her yet.
No, we're not fighting her.
It's
We're just
just
trying to get
simply,
exercised or something.
yes, the group exorcism.
If this
Yeah,
is
but now-
what you want to do, let's do it.
And now we
Sure.
have the sisters being weary about her, so they're
Mhm.
more on our side.
So you follow them?
Yeah.
I mean, at least the sisters have our back if we need to make an escape.
Mhm.
In the darkness of the wood, you travel eastward, away from the ancient city of Arlathan, away from knowable figures. You follow the two sisters, held only by the thread of revenge, answers. You're not sure what they're thinking. They seem truthful in their rage, their mistrust, and yet you've only just met these people. Even Saradwin, who grew up with them, has really only truly met them for the first time now. And as their figures fade in and out of darkness, you follow in behind them through thick trees and lowered branches into a clearing of swampland and a small hut in the middle. The darkness of the forest opens up to a sky littered with stars and a large moon shining down upon. It's clear, it's bright. As the sisters lead you forward, crumbling cobblestone and a shabby hay roof, the thatched fence. The door creaks open, and an old woman steps out. Her facial features gaunt, almost skeletal. She looks frail, graying hair, cold, dark eyes, circles underneath them, and a wobbly smile. She's dressed in rags, a dirty apron. And she takes you all in, like she was just getting ready for you all to arrive. Well, that took a little bit longer than I would have expected. But I'm glad you're all here now. Thank you, dearies. And Belisama and Cersei nod at their mother, and then look back at you, and just kind of wordlessly step aside. They know better than to speak out now. Saradwin. It's been a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You've grown up, I hope.
Mm-hmm.
Not much to say for yourself.
You know why I'm here.
Of course. Everyone always wants something. And who am I to refuse one of my daughters? And her friends. You all seem like you could use a little bit of help. Isn't that what you're here for? Assistance?
Yes, Flemeth. Thank you so much for your kindness.
Oh. Finally, some manners. We've had nothing but strange human men wandering into these woods, demanding things. Respect is earned by showing it. And she nods to you, Asan. So, are you all ready to complete the ritual now? You have some questions? You're all standing there like you've seen a ghost. Don't tell me you've heard the scary stories and now you're intimidated by talking to an old woman.
We're just trying our best to show you respect.
Then answer me. What are you here for? Are you doing the ritual now?
What does it entail?
We're gonna go into the Fade and get rid of those spirits. Demons possessing you all. Quite the only way to do it, unless you want to throw away that nifty hammer of yours.
What about the one I was born with?
Speak up, dearie. I can't hear you. Always mumbling.
What about the one I was born with?
You can get rid of that one too if you would like.
You never really said what it was.
Elgernon, of course.
It's not Elgernon.
Oh, I guess we've changed our tune.
Think you knew it was something else?
Did I?
Maybe
Are
you
we-
had a little bit of mother's intuition, you know?
Maybe. Maybe an
How are
old
we-
woman's intuition.
How are
That's
we
true.
getting into the Fade exactly? Is this like
I'm dreaming, of course. Don't you worry. You'll be able to enter just fine.
and we're gonna find these spirits?
They're gonna be attached to you. Like a little leech.
Excuse my ignorance, but what does something like this entail? What's the process like of
We all gather
moving?
into a room. We go to bed together. There will be chanting, a virgin sacrifice, and a lot of magical power. Only two of those things are true. Up to you which one you want to believe.
Should not make the jokes about put them away, put them away.
And these spirits are attached to us. So we'll, once we're there in the Fade, we can
You'll be
find
able
our
to
way to
see
it?
them. No, fool, attached to you like they follow you around everywhere you go. Where do you think they reside? Inside your hammer, inside your bird, inside you. You'll just be able to see them is all.
And we'll have to kill it?
You can do whatever you want with it. Yes, killing is preferable.
We can get rid of the one in the bird.
You could.
Shepard is so on board now.
Indra's just like in the background praying, like thank the maker that fucking bird is gonna be
I'm
gone.
gonna really
As well,
hear
it's
him.
just like, we can get rid of the bird. Oh, this is a great idea. Shepard smiles like,
Out of character, it's just like getting rid of nibbles.
You could kill it, you could fight it, you could kiss it, you could fuck it. That's up to you.
Hassan just raises an eyebrow.
Don't tell me you've never thought about it.
Looks at looks at Siren and not at all ever.
I don't mean just that one. There's other spirits and demons out there. Ones that look like beautiful women and men that tempt your desires. Ones that offer you things that you could never even dream of.
Ones that look like gods.
Perhaps. You should be well prepared. Of course, my daughters will go with you, and I will be there to guide your process. But be wary of promises, of pacts. The demons will try and sway your mind. So, are you all gonna keep standing around and looking at me, or are we all gonna just start this?
Well, Sarah, shall we?
Let's just get this over with.
All right.
So, we're just gonna go to sleep?
She leads you
okay?
inside the little shack. There is a main room already with cots laid out, small flickering candles. And there's several other rooms closed off from you all. She instructs you to lay down, and the three women stand around the room once everyone is situated and begin to cast a spell of transportation. The magic flows freely through you all. There is a little bit of resistance from some, mainly Indra and Erland. Indra terrified of fully surrendering to the Fade. Erland in the way that he's just not sure how to interact with this. And yet, one by one, you all succumb to the rest. You haven't slept for a while now. It's been getting darker and later for the past couple of hours. Your mind drifts off into sleep. And when you open your eyes, you find yourselves in an empty, spanning abyss with roads carved from strange, bone-like material leading across vast expanses of nothing and everything, all at once, mountains crumbling and raising before you, lightning, thunder. The sun sets and a black hole opens in its stead as the sky twists, turns, and you feel gravity reverse on its head as you fall and hit the ground. It's soft like sand. It has the texture of glass beneath your hand. It's quiet, and yet you can hear a constant dialogue in your head. Erland, Asan, and Saradwin, you see strange, spectral, long-limbed figures attached to you, your back, your spine, your head, and just slowly enveloping their arms around you, limbs tracing your skin. They're not human or elves or dwarves. You're not sure if it's ghosts or simply an otherworldly creature you could not begin to fathom. And as you all collectively find yourselves, hands reaching out, trying to stabilize, the rifts begin to almost grow as you feel like you've drawn across spans of islands of hundreds of miles away, and then in a blink of a second, Asan and Saradwin, your hands touch and you stabilize yourselves on feet on solid ground. You're here, you're together. The rest of the group finds each other in this strange wasteland. Saradwin, your sisters, right behind you. You've been to the Fade together before. You've never been here knowing what you know. All of you collectively looking around, and Flemeth stands before you all. An almost shimmer around her. It's very faint, but when you squint, there's like a small glisten around her figure. And the Fade itself warps itself around her. And when it feels like gravity is about to reverse once more, she simply speaks, and the air solidifies. The ground feels sturdy and solid, and the tumultuous storm happening all around you softens to a soft rain. Let's get a move on, shall we? And that's where we'll end the session.